Hello there, you wonderful people. Welcome to the FM Scout YouTube channel. We have some more potential stars coming your way. We have 10 more today, 10 more yesterday, 10 more the day before. The list is hotting up and we still have so many to get through after this list as well. And that is thanks to yourselves suggesting some more names down in the comments. So if there is more names that you've come across that could be a potential star that has done the job for you outside of the most well-known players on the game, the most well-known wonderkids on the start of the game, then please hit the comments section because I am writing them down. I am seeing your list. I promise you that. I promise you I'm adding to the list every single day with more and more names to bring you more and more of these potential stars your way. They might be the next player that you sign, who knows. Now, of course, it goes without saying that we here at FM Scout would like you to share this list with as many people as you possibly can, unless, of course, you're in an online save. Then keep the list to yourself. However, if you're not in an online save, share the list with all your friends. Spread the love. Tell them about these potential stars. Tell them to come our way because we have more for you, for them, for as many people who comes and watches the videos. The more the merrier, because the more that you actually suggest and the more that watch this video, the more videos that we will do in the future suggesting more people. Do you get my drift? I'm sorry, it's like day 900 of lockdown. I think I'm losing the plot. But of course, with all of these potential stars, they don't necessarily have a fixed potential. I know a few people have been suggesting that some of the players on the list have turned out to be completely rubbish, and some people are suggesting that the same players on their list have turned out to be incredible players. That is because of a variant potential. Now, players who are under the age of 21, I believe, have a variable potential. So on one game, on your game, he might be absolutely useless, but on my game, he might have a very good potential indeed. That's just how FM works, unfortunately. So these people are potential stars because the potential ability could be different. And it all obviously depends on training facilities, on youth development, how you use them first team football, all of that good stuff, whether they're playing against better players. All of these variable factors have a difference in whether these 10 players will end up being the best 10 players in the world or end up being the worst bits of money that you've ever spent on Football Manager. So, without further ado, I've blabbed on quite enough now. Let's head over to number 1 on this list. We start today with Diakite in France. This chap, who looks very pleased with himself, is a centre-back who has the ability of filling in at right-back as well and finds himself at the start of the game in Toulouse. I negotiated very quickly a £4.5 million bid, but maybe you will be able to steal this guy for a little bit cheaper if you try harder or disrupt him. He has promising attributes with healthy physicals, which could suggest this man will turn out to be a pacey defender. At the start of the game, he is just 18. Let's see what he's like in his 20s. Well, 4 years later, he is still here at Toulouse. Loyalty. And I was correct. Those physicals are naughty to say the least. His determination has been worked on too. He is a fantastic decision maker and overall a solid centre-back. I rate this guy. We travel to Holland next for this Norwegian 19-year-old, and I do love myself a Norwegian. I feel like they always produce the goods. Yes, there's always like one huge regen wonderkid at every save that I do. Hakon Evgen recently moved to AZ, so you'll have to give it a while before you go for him. However, they have accepted a £5.5 million transfer bid. Already, you can see that this guy looks rather impressive, and with some attention and a little bit of luck, you can have yourself a bit of a baller here. Great attributes and something we all love in FM, versatility. Across the front three and a natural in the centre of the pitch. Let's see what this man produces in the future. So, not incredible amounts of improvement, but in this database he might not have had a high potential as he does in others because of the varying potential ability youngsters have in the game that I alluded to earlier. Still, his value has increased, his physicals have risen slightly, and he's making an impact in the Eredivisie, scoring 10 goals in 27 games. Just one assist though. Greed. Off to my favourite league in this game though, the Bundesliga. And to Augsburg, where we have this little hidden gem, Simon Asta. Already quite a solid right back, and I consider this man a good backup for any top league side, at the very least. Lower end of the table, and you're starting this guy for sure. At the start of the game, you can get this man for under £5 million, which I think is a bit of a bargain if you have a few quid to spend and needing a solid fullback. His physicals are what this guy stands out with. Does he improve though? I'd say yes. 3 years on, and this man looks a very well-rounded fullback. Don't get me wrong, he ain't going to be winning the Team of the Year spot, but for sure, he will do a job, and he is electric quick too, and still many years to grow. An Iranian wonderkid valued at less than 100k? No way. Yes way. Ladies and gentlemen, Aliyar Syed Manesh. Genuinely took me 15 minutes to learn that name. £1.4 million I got a bid accepted for this guy, a bargain striker who can also play on the wings too. He has great pace and determination, everything that it takes to be a potential star. And in his 20s, he's improved very slightly into more of a winger because of that finishing only being 13. But as an inside forward, this guy could be awesome for just over £1 million. Just imagine the profit you can make when this guy is in his prime. An extremely good find, still at Fenerbahce too, here, and a 1-in-1 for his country too. Baller. There's just something so much sweeter when you buy a Brazilian player. Just has that something special about them, seeing that yellow and blue and green badge underneath their face. And so I found you this little gem in CDM, playing for Vasco da Gama, Caio Lopez, 18 years old. However, the only downside to this player is even though his value is only 20k, they want 6 million for him to take him abroad. Hefty considering his attributes at this point of his career. However, just look at him potentially in 4 years' time. Well worth £6 million now. An incredible deep line playmaker, still in Brazil, very well rounded attributes. He doesn't really have a flaw unless you wanted to take a long throw in. Pick this guy up early and he could be your unsung hero in the middle of the park. The first name on your team sheet, the Brazilian we all crave in our teams. Caio Lopez, he even has a cool Brazilian name. Off to Scandinavia now with this 6'1" centre-back, Frederick Winther. I managed to negotiate a deal for £1 million, which personally I think is a bargain when you consider this guy's mental attributes at such a young age. This year's FM, more than ever, I really feel that mental attributes are more important than they've ever been before, and this guy is already packing teams everywhere. That didn't sound right. Yes, his physicals resemble a robot dancing English international striker, but with a bit of training in the right places, maybe we could have an interesting talent on our hands. Here we are at 21 now. Not leaving Denmark could stunt his growth slightly. However, he does seem to have improved in some valuable areas. Positioning is a strong point clearly. His defensive fundamentals are acceptable enough, and his physicals have vastly improved from what they were before. I like this guy. What do you think? Comment section, tell us. Marco, Polo, Marcos, Paulo. Now this guy looks awesome. A Portuguese winger playing for one of the big Brazilian teams and at the age of just 18. Already promises us to be a potential star. One of the most expensive players on this list though, with £9 million negotiated for him. But quite frankly, if you have a few mil to burn on a wonderkid, you wouldn't be a total idiot doing so with young Marcus here. Let's see him further along in his career. Well, clearly, Chelsea seeing exactly what we did also. And now, valued at £15 million, this guy looks like he could be the next big thing at the age of 21. Very impressive physical attributes, the dribbling, flair, agility and technique combined. Looks like you could have someone to terrify your opponents with. We have a player on our hands here, boys and girls. Now, in the first video, we featured someone from Reading in England. And today is no different. Not known for an English hotbed of talent usually, we now have Michael Olise. This guy has 3 nationalities, French, English and Nigerian. If he turns into something special, this guy has got some decision making to do, for sure. But with some not so impressive mental attributes, the rest of his game looks good for a 17-year-old. A negotiated deal of 5.5 million isn't the worst decision in the world if you're looking for homegrown talent, I guess, for the future. Let's see what he develops into though. Now at 21, this guy's mentals still aren't amazing, but they will do for sure. But it's those physicals that are getting us all hot under the collar, I bet. Now worth just under 14 million and wanted by someone, I reckon this guy could be a bit of an underdog, even for this list as one of the best potential stars. La Masia, Barcelona's youth academy always produce good youth prospects, right? Right, yes they do. And this guy looks like one that not many people are talking about. It's all about Ansu Fati, Ilyas Mariba and Pedri. Alex Collado, though, has a very well-rounded attribute list, but as the oldest player on this list, has less time to grow. Now, the downside to this man is that Barca won't budge from his £43 million release clause at the start of the game, which is definitely not worth it. However, maybe in a year or two, you can pick him up for a much cheaper price. He also covers nearly 50% of the positions on the pitch. Versatile. Now let's see how he develops. Well, he moved to Marseille here and they don't have a lot of money, so I'd imagine it was for a good price, maybe even a free transfer, as 2021 is actually when his contract runs out. And if you were to get this man on a free, what a signing that would be. Incredible attributes for a mid-table side for sure. Very good passing, vision, and he can even crack out a set piece. Could be a missing link for anyone, and maybe with a little bit of patience, signing him the best target on this list so far. Now the last man on this list might well be the most well known in the FM community, Mr. Meliko. Currently at Torino, you can negotiate a £9 million deal for this 18-year-old Italian at the start of the game. That 19 determination is always what we want to see in a youngster, and here's to hoping it aids his development from his already promising attributes. Well, at 21, he's still at Torino, but he has definitely improved and looks to be a solid winger. It doesn't look like Torino are using him much, which is a shame, as we know game time is one of the most important influences in developing a potential star. So, maybe, if you got this man early, you give him some game time, the game time that he needs to blossom into the next level baller he has the potential of becoming. Let me know if you've tried this man before. Now that's our third list of this potential stars. There is more, I promise you, there is more, but it requires your support. You need to be smashing the like button. You need to be subscribing to the channel. You need to be commenting down below, telling us that you want more and suggesting any more, or telling us that you're going to be buying one of these players. Let me know down in the comment section below. Of course, I do also have my own channel, Omega Luke Gaming, which you can find a link for in the description too, or just type it in. You'll find me straight away, I promise you. There's been a lot of you coming across from FM Scout recently, and I very much appreciate all the love and support that you have been giving me. We have a brand new save coming in a couple of weeks' time, and I promise you, you are not going to want to miss this for sure. But anyway, my name is Omega Luke. Please subscribe to the FM Scout YouTube channel for more, and I'll see you on the next list. Bye bye.